Hey everybody, this is Brandon Ford and welcome to the Blind Rage podcast. For this week's feature, we are doing the 2006 straight-to-video horror comedy Wedding Slashers, directed by Carlos Scott, who, from what I could tell, never directed anything else. And I'm watching the DVD edition. I think it is on Prime as well as YouTube if you want to watch along. So yeah, there's that. And as per usual, I want to encourage you to please check me out on Amazon.com. Just go to the Amazon main page or the app, type in Brandon Ford. There you'll find several of my books in Kindle and paperback editions. You can also find me on Audible by going to audible.com or opening the Audible app, typing in Brandon Ford. You'll find several of my titles in audiobook format. You can also follow me on Instagram at writer Brandon Ford. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, recommendations, suggestions, critiques, or ideas for movies you'd like me to do in the future, you can email me directly at blindragepod81@gmail.com. As always, I'm going to begin with a 3, 2, 1 count. So if you want to watch along, make sure you have your movie queued up and ready to go. Alright, so... Oh, shit. I think I have my drink right here within reach. Okay, let's get ready, people. 3, 2, 1, play. I literally just listened. I want to say watched, but I didn't watch anything. I literally just listened to this about I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes ago in preparation for this commentary. I did see it, meaning I was able to actually watch it when it first came out. And I lost interest after Maria Ford dies. And she's in the first 9 minutes of the movie, and that's it. And she is the only reason I decided to check the movie out in the first place, because I thought the seed for a movie, the nucleus, the movie at its core, it's an excuse for a bad pun. That's really what this is, because this literally came out within months of Wedding Crashers, movie I've never seen, nor do I give a shit about. But yeah, so I knew it was going to be bad. I didn't have any interest in seeing it. I just wanted to see Maria, and then when I saw that she died, I quickly lost interest. And I do remember sitting at my computer and just tinkering around and messing around on Twitter and such while watching it. Or no, maybe this was even before Twitter. This was 2006. So I don't know what the hell I was doing. I was just messing around on my computer, and I wasn't really paying attention. I think I started to pay attention about 3/4 of the way through the movie when the Jenna character confesses her real past to Alex, the groom. And when I heard her, because I didn't really know anything about what the movie was about, I didn't bother looking at the trailer, because I just figured, okay, this is going to be just another slasher movie. What the fuck is to know? And then when I heard her start telling her backstory, I was like, what? Oh, okay. And my ears pricked up a little bit, but that was about it. And I think even then I was half paying attention. The what led to me doing this movie for the podcast, it literally happened like this. I was looking on the Amazon app on my phone for Maria Ford movies on Blu-ray. I couldn't find anything. And the shitty Scream Factory Slumber Party Massacre 3 composite Blu-ray bullshit wasn't even coming up. And by the way, I just want to say this real quick about Maria. Her accent goes in and out. She's supposed to be from Kentucky. She's trying to do a southern accent, which she did a little bit better in Saturday Night Special. Her character's supposed to be from Texas in that one, but she's supposed to be from Kentucky. And I've known people from Kentucky, and they don't really sound like that. And she has an accent, but her husband-to-be does not. And by the way, her character doesn't even have a name. I don't know what she's credited as in the actual titles of the movie, but on IMDb she's credited as Newlywed Bride. However, she doesn't even get married. They're on the way to the wedding, so she should have been just credited as bride-to-be. Also, I want to point out, from what I remember about this movie, this is supposed to be I guess a prelude to the rest of the film. And this story does come back later. The Jenna character does talk about it very briefly. But this is supposed to take place, I don't know, I think it might have said in the beginning, but I missed it, some decades prior, and you could tell because she's supposed to be from a different time because she's got these ridiculous cat eye glasses on. And also, sadly, this is post extensive plastic surgery. I really, really, really miss Maria's old face. But here we have the collagen in the lips and the filler and the chin and as I've said so many times before, I don't like to pick people apart physically. I think it's in very poor taste, but it always depressed me that she decided to go under the knife and not just have a little nip and tuck here. She completely changed her face, and it's really obvious and very sad because she was a beautiful girl before, and now she just looks very swollen. But the nucleus, the seed that planted this commentary, the idea for this commentary was I couldn't find any Maria Ford Blu-rays. I know that I believe Shout Factory released some of the Deathstalker movies. I don't know if they released all 4 of them or not. She's in part 4. I know they released the first couple. I'm not even sure if it's Blu-ray. I don't know. I don't like those kind of movies. I remember being 5 and looking at the cover in the video store for one of them and thinking to myself, okay, this is a ridiculously obvious ripoff of Conan the Barbarian. It's pathetic. But it was a Corman movie, so... But yeah, she's in part 4. So, and I don't even know if that one is on Blu-ray, and even if it was, I don't think I would want to check it out. And the only reason why that one sticks out in my mind is because when I used to have Slumber Party Massacre 3 on VHS, the trailer for that was right before the movie. You had the trailer for Play Murder for Me with Tracy Scoggins, and then Deathstalker 4 on the original New Horizons home video. So I couldn't find that. I couldn't find Slumber Party 3. I couldn't, even though I have Slumber Party 3. I'm just saying it didn't come up in the search results for Maria Ford Blu-ray. So I called them. I called Amazon, and um, I spoke with an accessibility representative. For those of you who don't know, one perk of being visually impaired is you can call Amazon and have them put things in your cart for you, find things for you. It's one of the few pluses. So yeah, and then you can check out on your phone or however you check out from on Amazon. So I was speaking to a very nice woman from South Africa, because that's where one of their offices are, and she was scouring um, Amazon for so long, and she couldn't find anything. All she kept finding were DVDs and VHS tapes, and she felt so badly for leaving me on hold for so long, as if I had anything better to do, that she decided to give me a $10 um, credit to my account, which was very, very nice. Um, I thought it was undeserved, but I took it nonetheless. Anyway, she did mention wedding slashers when she was going through the Maria Ford titles, and this because I don't remember how I saw it the first time. I might have downloaded a torrent, which is ironic because there's an anti-piracy ad or promo or whatever on the DVD before the movie. Um, but yeah, I don't download torrents anymore, so don't worry about that. So yeah, I think I thought that I had it in some. I thought I had it digitally, but I don't because I was checking my hard drive and it's not on there. So um, I asked her how much it was, and it was only like 650. So I was like, oh, could you add that one to my cart? Plus, I felt bad for keeping her on the phone. She felt bad for keeping me on the phone. I felt bad for keeping her on the phone. So, 650, whatever. And I just hoped that perhaps I would get lucky and there was a commentary track or some behind the scenes footage. I knew that there wasn't going to be any interviews or any commentaries with Maria because she's never done a commentary track. She only did one interview for the Some Nudity Required documentary, and that's about it. She's a very, very private person. So I knew that there wasn't going to be anything with her, but I was hoping that there would be something with the director talking about working with her because she's so elusive that it's fascinating to me because I would kind of like to know what it was like working with her and such. But no commentary track. There was an audition on the disc. There's a trailer and there's an audition for Jessica Kinney, I think her name is, who plays Jenna. Her audition and the trailer, and I think that's about it. Yeah, no, not even a commentary track with the director. Um, but yeah, getting back to the Maria Ford Blu-rays, it really kind of depresses me because she did a lot of movies during her heyday in the 90s and a lot of erotic thrillers and a lot of movies that no are not good, but movies that I liked and enjoy nonetheless and would like to see preserved. But it doesn't appear as though that's going to happen anytime soon unless Vinegar Syndrome gets their hands on some Corman movies and decides they're going to remaster and release them uncut. I don't know. But I would like to see Stripteaser in a remastered and format, maybe with a new commentary from the director. Mind Games which is a movie that never even made it to DVD in the United States. There's only a heavily censored Polish DVD that I know of. Okay, this scene, when I was listening to it, I remember thinking, okay, this is so ridiculous. The Jenna character, this is supposed to be, I think, 5 years prior to the present circumstances. She's in the back seat of a car about to have sex with her boyfriend after the prom, and he gets murdered by a maniac with a chainsaw, and she only did that little scream that you hear there. She's not making a sound. She's really not. She's just kind of when anybody else would be losing their fucking minds, especially with a chainsaw. And I know that when you come to find later that her character expects that any guy that she's thinking that's her coping mechanism. But wait, the psychiatrist, we're going to get to one of the dumbest lines in the movie, and I don't even think it's supposed to be. This was supposed to be delivered. Seriously, wait a minute.
Escape, to relax, to avoid reality. It's called reality avoidance.
Did you really? She just said I sing that to escape. Mary had a little lamb. She sang it to escape. And he said her psychiatrist, who's supposed to be a trained, educated professional, said that's to avoid reality. It's called reality avoidance. Really? Anyway, so yeah, I was saying that even though her character, because you come to find later that she has tried, I believe.
I was 8, he was 9. He was sweet. I used to write his name in my diary.
As you talk about when she was 8, who the fuck keeps a diary when they're 8? You're still learning how to spell.
A real gentleman.
And
they said it was a freak plumbing
yeah,
accident.
she says that like everybody, every guy or kid or boy who she tries to begin a relationship with ends up meeting with some foreseeable fatality. You kind of wonder why she would put all these kids in harm's way then if she knows. But the only reason why I could think that she isn't screaming while her boyfriend is being chainsawed in the car is that she expected it to happen, especially since she claimed, or she tried to convince him to skip town the following day. She said, you know, if we do this, we have to skip town tomorrow. And he's okay. Really? All right. He must have. Those balls must have been pretty fucking blue.
I loved Halloween. When I was young, I always played with my brothers and my cousins. I always thought we were normal.
We're going to a Halloween flashback. Just.
When I got older, I realized there was nothing left for me at home in that small town. So I left to start a new life, but I'm having doubts. I'm worried.
See, I don't know if if this is supposed to be, because she does paint a different picture of her past to her fiance Alex. What that picture is, you don't know. I don't think, because you never really know anything about her past, or the fictionalized version of her past, because she just launches into, do you want to hear about my life, my real life? Because the one that I told you about never happened, or some bullshit like that. So we have the bachelorette parties going on here. We have a lot of idiotic groomsmen with idiotic dialogue trying to be funny,
Something brand new
and it's just not happening.
is a fine example of the female form. Much better than this guy's ever done. So with that in mind,
And they're ribbing each other and they're calling each other names and having or having a version of fun with each other, but it just comes across as really obnoxious. And the tone, I think, of the movie is kind of all over the place because the opening with Maria is something straight out of a slasher movie. And then we cut to the scene with Jenna in the car several years later, and again that's something straight out of a slasher movie. That's a chainsaw death. And then we have the bachelorette parties where, and they go on kind of long. This is only a 79-minute movie. So, yeah. And there's just a lot of attempts at one-liners and weak attempts at humor. And I think the whole point of this is to set up the emotion of Jenna because she's dreading her wedding day, and it's not because she's got cold feet. It's because she's afraid that something's going to happen to Alex. And when her inbred family finally does show up, he says to her, you're not, why aren't you afraid? And you come to find that she was expecting it the whole time. And, so yeah, they're really, I think this could have been a short. So it's true. This could have been an hour, maybe.
you hadn't noticed, you are standing in a strip club. You are surrounded by copious amounts of titties and ass. And don't forget the pussy. Dude, friends are getting comfortable drunk.
This dialogue is so bad. And by the way, I'm doing something that I haven't done in a very long time, I don't think. I'm trying to think of the last. Well, Patchwork. No, so it wasn't so long. But the whole concept of this podcast was supposed to be me doing commentaries from movies I've never seen, visually seen, not watching them for the first time, but really never having laden eyes on them. But then I came to find that it is very difficult to find audio described movies to use as a source. It's also difficult to find full plot summaries to use as a source if you can't find audio described movies. So I've just been taking what I can get and doing what the fuck I just want to do, and just letting the whole theme kind of go out the window. I'm still visually impaired, and not too happy about it. So the Blind Rage podcast does still fit. It's just not what it was originally conceptualized to be.
Hardworking and handsome. I mean, any of us girls would kill to be you.
There's a lot of people in this movie. I was trying to go through the cast and the full cast on IMDb, and there's a lot of people, and not just in the inbred family. I think they're called hillbillies or something. I don't know. At least that's what my screen reader or voiceover on my iPhone was reading them as to me. But you got all the extended inbred family, but then you also got all the people in the bars at the bachelorette parties. I don't know and we're about to get one of the groomsmen dies. I think this is Evan. I don't know. They're all interchangeable to me because they all pretty much have the same personality. The only one who differs in any way is Alex, the groom, and he's sort of on par with his friends. I mean, there's not much to differentiate him from everybody else. There's not really much to differentiate the female cast or the female characters from each other. But I'm gonna finish my thought. There's a lot of people in this movie, and it's not just the inbred family, but it's also the people in the bar. There's the staff in the bar. There's the bouncer. There's apparently 3 male strippers, which I didn't get to say. And I think there might have been one or two female strippers. I know that one of the waitresses in the bar and at the bachelor, I believe at the bachelor party, is just credited as Raven. So that says to me she probably does porn. I didn't look it up, so I can't confirm or deny that. So yeah, because there are so many people, and not just in the bar, but in the wedding party and in the family, that is a hindrance to the film, I think, because they're all set up to die, basically, because the director, Carlos Scott, who didn't write the script. This movie had 3 writers, by the way, which is really pathetic. So when this movie was being conceived, it was obviously meant. Oh fuck! That was something that I need somebody to start throwing jelly beans at me because that's something that I wanted to stop doing. I say obviously a lot. I don't know why, but I do. But there's so many people, and I also have a difficult time finishing my thoughts because I'm all over the place, much like this movie. There's so many characters because there are so many people meant to die. Not only that, but there are so many different killers. I think there's about 5. And the only reason I know that is because I checked out a review on YouTube, and yeah, the guy who did the review for it, I found 2 reviews on YouTube. One favorable, sort of, kind of, one not so favorable. And the guy who liked it said that there's about 4 or 5 different killers, and they all have different masks on, which I think is a pretty cool idea. And I think, actually, I hate this part. This is so stupid.
My parents hate you because they caught you having sex with my sister. And my sister hates you because you screwed her and then ditched her and you never called her. And my grandmother hates you because my parents caught you having sex with my sister at my grandfather's funeral.
This is supposed to be his best man and his best friend. His best man and best friend had sex with his sister, then never called her again, and he remained friends with him. But not only that, but they had sex at his grandfather's funeral. Okay, so I think it's supposed to make him quirky and funny and, whimsical, life of the party kind of guy. But it just makes him come across as a jackass. All the male characters are jackasses, and all the female characters are just bland. They really don't have individual personalities, and I was finding it difficult to even differentiate between any of them when they were talking because they all sounded the same to me.
Marrying a stripper is the biggest mistake a man can make. Get in the car.
I gotta take the headphones off because I can't hear the dialogue all too well. And being that I've never seen the movie, I think paying attention to the dialogue would behoove me a little bit.
I need to talk to you.
I don't know where this scene is taking place, but I really don't care for the ticking clock in the background.
Don't want to get married.
I feel panicked, Alex.
I can only assume that it's at the hotel.
I'm scared to death.
I listened to the audio of this first because I converted it to an MP3 and put it on my iPod to listen to before I actually put the disc in. And the ticking is a lot more prominent when you're just listening to the audio because it's difficult to pay attention to the dialogue because the ticking of the clock is so distracting.
Because all the time that we spent together and all the things that we shared, I finally realized that I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I will do anything. Anything to keep you.
Okay.
And he's talking about all the time that they spent together and all the things that they shared, but you don't know what any of that stuff is. We don't know anything about these people. We don't know how they met, how long they've been together, I don't think.
She is the daughter of my father, not the daughter of my mother. Therefore, she became my wife. Now that won't do at all.
I don't know what the hell that was supposed to be. But yeah, we really don't know anything about anybody except
They're awfully early.
that they are, well, we know about Jenna's past. And that's about it. But we don't know what the hell she does for a living. We don't know where she was in between fleeing from her inbred family, what she does for a living, what her day-to-day life is like, and we don't know anything about Alex, what kind of person he is, where he works. We don't know anything about them as a couple, primarily. They are just... Everybody in the movie they're just lambs to be slaughtered, essentially. And because the tone is so off,
Hey, shouldn't you be getting a move on?
you don't know really what is supposed to be funny sometimes and what isn't, or what is intentionally funny and what isn't. There are some scenes between members of the inbred family that are so obviously, and I had to use it for that one. Okay, I could have used blatantly, but are so blatantly improvised that it's pathetic. And the one, I'll point to it when it comes up, but one of the, it's between two people, I think. And one half thinks he's funny, and he makes all these really stupid jokes. And the other half can't keep a straight face, and he keeps breaking and laughing, but at the idiotic jokes that this guy is telling, yet the scene is still going on.
Shit. Alright, up! Up! Everybody up! Get up! Is this... Oh, I hope this is mine.
I could only assume that she's sleeping in puke or something. I don't know.
Alright, up! Everybody up!
Why are they all in the same room?
Ashley! Hey! Ash! Hi. Look, I know you're really tired right now, but we are running extremely late. And if you don't get your skanky ass up right now, I'm gonna beat you to a bloody pulp and tell God I found you that way.
Okay, no. Mm-mm. No. There really are some very
Boys,
blatant.
not play anymore.
That's gonna be my new overused word. There really are some very blatant attempts at being clever that fall so fucking flat. I can only imagine this is an excuse for some gratuitous nudity. I don't even know what the hell just happened there, but I doubt that I'm missing very much. That sound comes through a couple times, 2 or 3 times. It's like when you leave your
We don't have time.
phone
Wedding starts in 2.5 hours.
next to like your laptop speaker or your computer speaker or something like that, and you hear that kind of like tinny, staticky distortion type sound.
Where's Ashley?
First, I thought there was something wrong with my iPod.
Most of the girls are hungover, so they won't drive over with us now. I mean, they say they're coming, but I have a feeling they're going to be late. None of them have even showered yet. It's fine. Fine? If they're late for your wedding? It's just a wedding. People have weddings every day. You seem pretty laid back.
It's just a wedding. People have weddings every day. What the fuck kind of bullshit is that?
I just like my friends too much. Okay, fine, let's go, but I won't hold my breath. I think I'm getting excited. This is the right thing to do. I mean, we're almost there and nothing bad has happened yet. Did you check on Al? Alex and his friends are getting ready. He's nervous too. I'm really going through with this. I'm gonna be a Mrs. Clark. I like the sound of that. That has a certain ring of stability. Mrs. Clark.
Mrs. Clark. Okay.
How do I look? Too heavy on the eyeshadow? You look like a princess.
I wouldn't know. Because I'm not married, never been, and certainly wouldn't have this kind of wedding. Even if I did. But don't a lot of brides get their makeup done professionally?
Not a pisser in this place.
Isn't that a thing
Not that I can find.
these days,
A
anyway?
while back, when half the guests decided to go check out the view, they almost got a big surprise.
Okay. Well, I'd ask Father Malone, but I don't know where he is. I can't find him anywhere.
Just promise me it's not going to be a long ceremony. Okay.
Wait, listen, Walt. I just want to thank you for doing this.
I would really like to know how some of these scenes are shot in the church.
It's just,
Because while there are a lot of people in the movie, there really aren't. There isn't the money to fill a church full of. What do you call people who go to a wedding? There's a word for it. People who go to a funeral are mourners. People who go to a wedding are.
My family.
I don't know.
You're kidding. Oh, that's awesome. I thought you said they were dead. I can't wait to meet them. Yes, you can.
She's more excited than
Go.
confused.
What are you talking about? It's your wedding. It's their wedding now. You're not making any sense. There were these stories about family members that tried to leave, and I thought that they were
Wait.
just stories to scare us into staying, but I had a bad feeling they were all true. Like what? Like the girl on her way to Vegas with my father. His daddy didn't want him to leave either.
That
It
was
was just a story.
the Maria Ford opening
None of
scene.
them were accidents.
So that was her father,
There
huh?
are no accidents. Take my cell phone, call everyone in it, tell them the wedding's canceled. I'll explain later. And here, take this.
I don't know what she gives her, but she gives her a piece of paper with something written on it.
Get the hell out of here now.
And if you think that there's
When does this thing start anyway?
there's something bad's gonna happen, you see that your murderer's family is outside, why would you freely give over your phone and say, here, call everybody and tell the wedding? What?
I think that maybe we should have left
Isn't
some of that wisdom.
getting the police there a little more important than telling everybody the wedding's canceled? One would think.
Hi, this is Jenna's friend Pam.
And now we have all these stupid scenes where Pam calling everybody and telling the wedding's and saying the wedding's canceled.
No, everyone's fine, but yeah, she said that she'd call you and explain later.
See, this is one of the duties of the maid of honor. If the wedding gets canceled, they have to do. I would be like, I'm not doing this. Fuck that.
Still haven't found Father Malone? It's just as well. He's probably off somewhere performing a ceremony for Evan and that stripper whore from last night.
That stripper whore.
Evan either? It's not like he really ever served any purpose anyway.
No, maybe we should just call this whole thing off.
Now, I told you that you and Jenna are saying your vows today, and I'm going to stick to that. Even if I have to drive both of you to Las Vegas and hook you up via an Elvis impersonator.
I just want to leave.
Okay, that was again another weak attempt at
Wants to go home.
clever, funny dialogue.
You're about to marry a really hot chick.
What's that?
No, it's just that it seems like everything's going haywire. It's a footprint. Why?
A
We
footprint.
can't find Father Malone. Evan's still missing in action, and Walt's about to piss his pants off.
Footprint?
It just feels like bad timing. That's retarded.
This is blood.
What? Retarded? No, not you. What?
Yeah. Are you sure?
Wait, what's blood?
This footprint!
That's fucking sick.
Did you go in?
No, I just know.
Some of this,
Okay, you guys are
these cues, these musical cues are eclipsing the dialogue,
oh, should I try?
which is probably a good thing,
Some sort of blood of Christ Catholic bullshit or
even though they are standard run-of-the-mill cliche horror movie sound cues. By the way, too, I wanted to say, this movie is,
I think you have the wrong phone number.
yeah, how the hell would the father get her cell phone number?
Get stuffed, creep.
Oh, wait a minute. Didn't her father die? Wait a minute, I'm confused. Maybe, or did he or didn't he? I don't know. I thought he did. Oh, I was trying to say that because there's no full plot summary for me to work off of, and no audio description for me to work off of, whenever that happens and I'm stuck, what I try to do is look for reviews. And there's so many horror podcasts out there where basically all they do, and I've spoken about this before, where basically all they do is just synopsize the whole movie from beginning to end. I don't understand the point of that, but okay. Sometimes I haven't utilized it yet, but I'm sure it will come in handy at some point, especially since there are so many of them. But I was looking for one of them, and of course, the one time that I want to find one,
This is Jenna's friend.
I couldn't. And not only that, but I couldn't find any podcast, any horror movie podcasts that are devoted to reviewing the movie. This movie, that is. And I couldn't even find any reviews on, like, Joe Blow or Dread Central or anything like that.
I'll meet you there. I'm going to call 911.
I think this guy is supposed to be one of them. I don't know, but he's weird. this was shot on. I would guess video. I don't know. I can't tell.
This is not my day.
No, it's the bride's day. I hate when they do stupid shit like that, where they make the character that's about to die say something like that right before they get it. It's so cliche. And they're really, really fond of these sound cues. And apparently, from what I was able to gather, well, on both of the reviews, both of the reviews that I found on YouTube, the special effects were mentioned, and the reviewer who reviewed the movie a little more favorably said that the special effects were pretty good for a movie, especially for a movie with as a low budget, as low a budget as this one clearly had. The other said that the gore effects started out good and then kind of tapered off, like they ran out of money, which doesn't really make sense because that would imply that the movie was shot sequentially.
Jenna, come on, we gotta go.
So I can't comment on the gore effects, but from what I could hear, and from what is said, it's pretty nasty. I know that there's a meat cleaver to the neck. Where they find a meat cleaver?
Jenna, you're not making any sense.
I don't know, because the one groomsman shows up with a meat cleaver prepared to give Jenna to the fucking inbred family. He completely loses his mind for no reason.
In a mask who's doing all that he can to take out the rest of us. You seem to be handling all of this extremely well.
Did anyone else make it out? I saw Ashley book out the parking lot. That's it? Motherfucker, she's lucky she made it out at all.
I don't know which one Ashley was. Maybe that's her. Oh. Probably. What? Oh, one of the... Here it is. What? What? That's one of the dumbest lines in the movie, and I don't even know what that means. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna dissect your woofer. What?
No. Look, we're gonna make it.
I'm definitely putting that quote in the fucking
Will, all right? Tell you what.
in the description for this episode.
Like a porn star vomit. Will, this is no time for your craven faggotry. Shh.
Craven faggotry. Okay, good. First we have an R drop, and then we have an F drop.
What the hell is wrong with you? I've seen more emotion out of you watching a fucking TV commercial.
Huh? You could tell that whoever actually wrote the dialogue, because I think there are two different people who are credited with the story, and then somebody else wrote the screenplay. But you can tell that whichever one of the three wrote the dialogue was sitting at his computer with a shit-eating grin on his face thinking, oh my god, this is brilliant. This is hilarious. But the many attempts at trying to be clever are just dumb. They're not funny.
Tell me about your life, Alex.
What are you talking about?
Was it easy?
Okay, here we go. Here's the big revelation.
How old were you when you lost your virginity?
And by the way, I love it how she says, "Tell me about your life. Was it easy?" You're marrying this guy. Don't you know anything about him?
I was 9 years old the first time that I was raped.
Okay, now it gets dark.
Never told me that.
Would you like to hear about my life? Because you only know about the one I made up.
Jesus Christ. Jenna.
See, I grew up in a farm back east, a town called Lindbergh. The place was so small you could only find it by accident.
Well, at least she didn't say you can only find it on accident.
Birthday, my 17th
Whenever somebody says that, I want to smack them in the
took
face.
me out to the barn. Told me he had a present for me. And when we got out there, he
I hope there aren't flashbacks of this scene,
kissed me.
or to this story, to accompany this story, rather.
Shoved his tongue in my mouth. And then he started to undress me. I told him no, I mean, even I knew it was wrong. But he told me I had to. He said Mama told me I had to. And when I screamed, he slammed a brick in my face. I don't remember much.
What the fuck is that? He could have killed her, or he probably would have killed her. When you get a brick slammed in your face,
But she hit me
you kind of, and you're
as hard as she could.
8, 9, she said.
She was so angry.
I would think that your skull would be caved in.
She said that I should feel lucky to have a man
And
brother
okay, so that doesn't make any sense. That there.
that we should lie in the same
And then while she's lying in the hospital bed, she says her mother hit her as hard as she could. So
And how could she?
I would think that she would be pretty vulnerable due to being hit in the face with a brick. That she would probably die then, since she miraculously already didn't. And
and my parents promised me
they make it very clear that, you know, they're inbred people, live in the fucking woods, they have 3 toes and shit, and they have one guy who's a surgeon, and he's a mechanic, and they call him a fixer. So whenever you need something, they call him. So if they have this surgeon slash mechanic slash whatever, why was she in a hospital bed?
Alex, I am scared out of my mind. Because I know that they're coming to keep me home.
Yeah, that's right. I'm poking holes in this dumbass movie.
Thing I can imagine.
But,
And usually I hate people that do this. I really do. I fucking hate when people do this. And especially when it's something that I love, too. Because I found a couple of Tales from the Crypt podcasts. And one of them was ripping to shreds a couple of episodes. A couple of my favorite episodes. And
it's Mark. Let me in.
it was getting on my nerves. But then again, I sincerely doubt there's a big fan base out there for wedding slashers. And there are going to be people who are going to be getting upset that I'm ripping, well, except for the director. But I sincerely doubt he'll be listening to this.
Family you got there, sweetheart. Take it easy, all right? Look, we got enough problems to deal with already.
Yeah, we got enough problems. We don't need your bullshit, Max, or whatever your name is.
So,
Or Cody, you're all interchangeable.
well, you get to run off and live happily ever after. We go back a long way, man. But I'm not gonna die in this fucking church just because you're a girlfriend's an inbred circus freak.
What?
I'm gonna give away the bride. Mark, you're talking crazy, man. Crazy. There's a guy hacking our friends to pieces for this bitch. I'm being perfectly reasonable, man.
No, I think you're overacting a little bit. Not overreacting, overacting.
If you ever doubt my love for you, just remember I sank a meat cleaver into the neck of a guy I'd known since 5th grade so he wouldn't take you from me. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get the hell out of here.
I don't know. I think sometimes even if the sound mix is good, or the sound quality or the sound is decently recorded, you can definitely tell when a movie is shot on video because it definitely doesn't have that same, I don't know, that same quality of a real movie.
Open the door. Rush the fucker. Right.
And this has a surround sound track, which is surprising. I think it's either, I don't know, if I doubt it's 5.1, but it might be 2. But I was looking on the disc when I put it in. When I was looking through the audio tracks to try to find a commentary on the on my computer, VLC recognized 2 audio tracks. There's one stereo and one surround, and the stereo is the first one. I don't know why they would want you to go to the stereo first, but I had to put this is the surround that I have it on now.
Whoever's trying to hurt me.
But can somebody please explain to me what the hell is going on here?
This guy was at the bachelor party.
He's my brother.
And that explains what the hell's going on?
Jenna's family is trying to kill all of us and take her away. It's a really long story. I want to get into it right now.
Yeah, it's a long story. We don't have time for this. We only have a 79-minute running time.
Grease monkey.
It's his job. Everyone in the family serves a function. Henry is a fixer.
Here's the
A
fixer.
surgeon, a mechanic, a plumber. If something's wrong, Henry can fix it.
A surgeon, mechanic, plumber.
A guy named Henry's been trying to kill us?
And he also kills people.
And he also kills people. A guy named Henry is trying to kill us. You mean to tell me that wasn't a reference to something?
To take her back. Then why the hell don't you just let her go with them?
Don't start.
You can always get another girlfriend, Alex.
I said knock it off! Fuck you!
Stupid asshole!
I found a way out.
This other idiot friend, groomsman, is having pretty much the exact same meltdown that... What the fuck was it? Mark? I keep wanting to call him Max. But he pretty much has the exact same thing. Only he doesn't get a cleaver in the neck. Or maybe he does, and that's what just happened, I don't know.
I'll go with you if you let him live.
Jenna, no! It's time to go home, Jenna.
Excuse me.
Mama too. Mama's been real upset since you ran off. She's not the same at all.
Yeah, what's that like? Better or worse?
You know Mama.
Yeah, Mama likes to dissect your woofer.
What's up with the robes, Walter?
This is a solemn occasion. Tradition calls for the ceremonial garb.
You look like Marty Feldman in Young Frankenstein. No, still not doing it for me. I don't care how weird this family is. You can't expect me to marry a man in a dress. Okay, I think you should put the dress back on.
It's not a dress.
I wonder if he really just got ass naked right there.
You've obviously been wallowing with these pigs for too long. Lost all sense of your culture.
Yeah, well, being raped by my brother and married off to my cousin isn't what I call a cultural experience.
And that man you were going to marry? Filthy. I could smell it on him, and I can still smell that foul stench. I'll have to scrub you down before I take you.
Dirty? Alex showed me how the world could really be. And it could be beautiful.
There's way too much of this stupid dialogue.
Listen to yourself, Jenna. You run away into the big wide world, and yet you can't see what's going on.
And it's funny because there's so much dialogue, but they don't really say anything.
Anytime. Call it
You're saying so much, but you're not saying anything.
while they're rutting with their neighbors. They're worse than animals. What your brother did to you was wrong. He took you too early and without proper ceremony. He stole something from you that should have been mine.
And he's still talking.
I know it wasn't your fault. We'll make things right. We'll live our lives together, and I'll make you proud. Proud of our family's history. And proud of me.
Uh-huh. Alright.
My fault.
Can we turn the page?
Brother did steal something. You're about to steal the same thing tonight.
Don't tell me they're fucking... What is happening?
Thomas? Why don't you go check on the others?
That is such bullshit. That is
Okay.
a large amount of bullshit.
Okay, this is the scene that's so clearly improvised. And listen to the one guy, he can't stop himself from laughing.
Bullshit. I ate already. Sorry. I don't need you spoon feeding me bull crap straight from the ass of your mouth.
You gotta eat if you want to get up from this table, okay?
You understand what I'm talking about?
You're comparing my mouth to an asshole.
I am.
Yeah?
I am doing that.
Well, listen to this. Listen to this asshole.
All
He,
right.
see, he can't...
What?
She's his wife.
She was his wife. She's first wife.
Point is, they got married.
They were married at one time.
Vows is vows.
Yeah.
Even apes know that.
The apes don't know about. What are you talking about? Even apes know that. Apes don't get married. Apes don't know about. You don't even know what you're talking about.
You know-
When was the last time you saw married apes?
With the
little
you
tuxedo.
even watch television?
No,
You lazy son of a bitch.
I don't have time.
You know, like you watch, you see the like what's her name with the you went in the jungle and she taught the apes
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver. She
Right.
taught the apes
This
how to
is like an
talk
outtake.
and how to communicate with each other, and then little by little the Bible, and then
No, you're talking
sooner or
about
later.
Coco. Coco was an ape, the only ape that could speak.
This
And
is-
that
Or
was
should have
sign
been an
language.
outtake.
That was sign language. It's not words.
What does Coco have to do with this?
Nothing. You brought her up. Her? Yeah. A her, isn't it? Coco? Yeah. You don't name a guy Coco.
Yeah, but you don't.
Hey, Coco, what's up, man? How you doing, dude?
No, they call him Coco on account he's black.
No,
Oh
they
my
don't.
god.
Like chocolate?
Yeah, like Coco or Jerome.
They don't. What are you talking about, Jerome?
Jerome's the only black guy I know.
Okay. Fine.
Just okay when we stop.
Yeah, please.
Back up the tractor and see what we're plowing.
All right. saying.
What I'm saying, the heart,
Follow your heart.
follow the voice of the heart,
Voice of the heart. You don't let the brain get in the mix.
and start bossing it
start
around.
saying
No,
things.
heart,
Yeah.
don't follow yourself.
Yeah, don't be
let-
true to you, heart.
Yeah.
Instead, why don't you, think
Oh,
more?
hey, Henry.
Why don't you think more about what's happening?
And
instead
that's
of,
well, I mean, where you just gotta come to terms with saying,
The director clearly thought these guys were comedic geniuses if he just let them go on. It's like, I'm just gonna let the camera roll, you guys, and do what you do best, because you are going places. So while Jenna goes off with, I don't know, one of the relatives, her brother, her stepbrother, her half-brother, cousin slash uncle, I don't know, Alex goes off and plays Rambo and starts killing everybody in the family, creeping up and shit, cutting throats, or whatever.
Right here, before we go home.
But not before we get that stupid scene where we talk about toes and what's normal. How many toes are normal? Is it 3 toes? I think you miscounted. Do you have 4 toes or do you have 5 toes?
Are you gonna get a spanking, little girl? Was that right?
I'm mad at myself because I made myself sit through this a second time in the same night, on the same night. But I didn't want to do it, but I said to myself, "Self, you better do this tonight
See?
while it's still fresh."
Damn it, you mean to tell me everybody's got 4 toes, I've only got 3? Between both feet? What? You've only got 3 toes between both feet? I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You got 3 toes on that one and 3 toes on this one? Or is it like you got 1 toe on that one and 2 on the other? No.
Why is this in the movie?
I've got 3 toes on each foot. I mean, any other way would be like disturbing. Wait a minute. Before you said everybody else got 4 toes and I got 3. Yeah, I did. I think you're counting wrong. Rattle off them things.
Oh God.
1, 2, 5. Damn it, you mean you're telling me everybody else got 5 toes, I've only got 3? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you counted wrong. Maybe you counted wrong on your feet.
Oh my God.
I've got 4 toes instead of 3.
This movie could have been a half hour. At most.
Damn it, it's still 3. Are you sure? Uh-huh. 1, 2. No, you're right. That makes you feel better. That one's pretty big.
Thank you. You should the world a favor right there.
You know, I always knew that you'd make a beautiful bride. Yes, sir.
Okay, well, if getting married, or marrying her off to somebody is so important, then why aren't you just doing it? Why is everybody just sitting around talking,
Don't you worry. Don't you worry. You come to your daddy.
counting toes? Talking about monkey sign language. So stupid.
Ashley, you fucking crazy. Get down. God damn it.
I thought Ashley died like 3 reels ago.
And now
you're still here. I can smell you.
Uh-huh.
Daddy says I have to find you and kill you, and he'll play with me. He said you'll play with my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I like it when he plays with my mouth. First I have to hurt Dad. So come on and let me do it! Maybe I'll play with you before I bring you to Mama. I'm Mama's favorite. Mama's little stock monkey.
What the fuck does that mean?
You want me to play with your mouth? Yeah. Play with your mouth. Fine! Daddy's gonna play with Sister Jenna too. We'll take her away and you'll never find her.
Why does the audio keep dropping? That's why it seems to me. I don't think this is surround sound. There's a sounds like there's a shift in the audio. That scream should have been louder. But with a movie like this, you can't expect consistency. Come on.
I swore I'd never touch you. And you were the one I knew that had to be saved for special.
I can't believe he's still talking to her.
You had to run away from family, run away from home, run away from the way of life.
Yeah, we get it.
Why'd you let me do something like that to your real daddy? Why? You brought your cousin Walter's home.
I still don't understand how this is supposed to be her father when her father died in the first scene with Maria Ford. I don't get it.
Be back among your family.
Unless that's him and he didn't die.
I belong with Alex.
Alex is dead. Don't you understand that the love your family has for you? You think it was easy to track you down?
I don't care.
Really? We looked everywhere for you, Jenna. Coast to coast. We almost gave up on you. We thought for sure we had lost you. And then one day...
Unfortunately, this was,
You know, it's not
I think, well, no. I was going to say this was, yeah, well, it was one of Maria Ford's last movies. I think her swan song, though, was a straight-to-video Beethoven sequel. She was in a few of those, doing bit parts.
They're all dead, baby girl. Go on. Shed your tears. Because soon you'll realize what it means to be back with your family. So, hey, we all love you, Jenna. You don't know that now, I know. But this is your life. Because I don't care how fast.
You know, with all of these stupid scenes
There's nobody
with nonsensical dialogue
who can run
that just talks and talks and talks and talks and says absolutely nothing. They could have used this time to build some character development. There, you can find character development in even Friday the 13th movies, which
Accept it.
says a lot, I think.
Jenna, shut up! I brought him in for killing. Special. He murdered my boy. My baby. I want to take a real long time with it. I want to heal him.
I really think a lot of this inbred family dialogue is improvised. She said, I don't know what the hell that cue was supposed to be. Like, she was supposed to say something really deep and profound. She said she wants to take a really long time with killing Alex. She wants to ... peel him. Okay.
This is your mother?
She's also my sister.
Just trying to figure out where you get your books from.
Now, why is everybody all jacked up too with 3 toes and she's fine?
Tell you something, Jenna. Oh, you're gonna learn some, Alice. And you, oh, you'll be dead before anything else is done. Yeah. Now let's get on with this ceremony. Get the hell out of here and go home.
Wait. I just don't understand why you can't let one family member go. Why can't you just let Jenna go?
Well, I could ask you the same thing, boy.
Because I love her.
And you don't think I do?
We all love her. But then some of us have a right to. Now, can we get on with the ceremony?
I'll keep your skirt on, Walter.
I've had just about enough of your insolence, Jenna. You're gonna learn to mind me.
Oh. The last of them, and then we get a little bit of dialogue between Jenna and Alex, and then we can go home.
I don't want to get blood on your dress.
Really?
Jenna. Jenna, hasn't everything that's happened taught you anything?
Yeah, I've got a machete. I'm ready to do that little thing.
Uh-huh.
I think you dropped this.
Does that mean you still want to marry me?
I don't know.
Now what the fuck is this bam music? Like it sounds like a spring. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be. Uh-huh. That was so stupid. God. For those of you who made it to the end, I want to say thank you so much. Because I barely did. But unfortunately, that was Wedding Slashers. And yeah, I want to say thank you for staying with me to the bitter end. And I hope this won't dissuade you from coming back, because I do hope to have some better movies next time around. So yeah. Whew. Until next time, this is Brandon Ford, wishing you all unpleasant dreams.